Hello everybody! Today I wanted to take a moment to talk to you about my favorite weapon, one of my favorites. It's the Synoid Simulor. Now this weapon you do not see very often. The basic Singular, which this build works for in addition, you get from Synoid Simulor. It's like 125,000 rep points, which is probably why you don't see this too often. The easier way to get it, I've found, is when you're max rank with Synoid Suda, you can get the Synoid Simulor, which is basically the same thing but Suda's version, 425,000 points. And it is a lot easier to cap out your reputation for the Syndicate factions than it is for Samaris, just because you're passively earning rep as you do gangs. Now, like I said, this is pretty rare. You don't see a whole lot of people using it, but I find this weapon really fun to use. Now, obviously, I've been leveling and testing builds for lots of other weapons because I need more of an arsenal for when I do things like Duviri or it gives you random stuff. Anyway, let's get into the build. Alright, so getting into the build here for this weapon. Now we do have a unique trait. It is called Entropy, and this unique trait, the description here is 3 or more nearby orbs can combine to create a vortex that pulls in items and deals damage before exploding 20 seconds later. Shots fired through the vortex gain increased electricity damage, critical chance, and critical damage. Alternate fire detonates all orbs. Gain affinity to fill the Synoid Sudameter and trigger a 25-meter magnetic explosion, restoring 25% energy and increasing energy max by 25% for 30 seconds. So this is a pretty wordy description, but basically if you see the vortex, you're just going to be shooting through it and then it explodes. Now the thing here that I'm using with this weapon is the Spontaneous Singularity augment mod for this. This was a Nightwave reward. I think it was like last season. I'm not sure what other sources you get this from. If you did not get it from the Nightwave, bear with me one moment. Yes, so I did look, and this is just from Nightwave. It should come back through Nightwave offerings if you didn't get it the first time, because there are occasionally just random mods that come through the Nightwave offerings. But what this mod does is orbs that strike targets explode immediately with 90% bonus damage and an 18% chance of the Singularity happening that pulls in more targets. Orbs do not bounce or combine. So in the unique trait, it will usually create up to 3 or more nearby orbs, creating the vortex. With the spontaneous Singularity one, it's orbs just explode immediately, but they have more damage, and sometimes Singularity will happen, which normally would happen when the 3 or more combine. So the nice thing about this, though, is that it's more passive, so you don't have to worry about lining up the vortexes, trying to get those orbs to detonate. You just don't have to worry about that because orbs that form are just gonna automatically detonate. So this makes it, I feel like, a little bit more user-friendly. Now, if you don't have this mod, that's totally fine. Like I said, it will come back through a Nightwave rotation, hopefully, because we do see quite a lot of unique weapon mods that cycle through every week. But if you don't have it, that's fine. You just have to remember when you see the vortex, you want to fire through it, and it's still going to have the fun explosion factor. So in the arcane slot, I am using the primary merciless. It's just on kill extra damage. In the slot here for Excellus, I'm using terminal velocity for projectile speed. I am using split chamber for multi-shot. If you have galvanized mods, you would be using the multi-shot galvanized. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. I am using a malignant force for toxin and status chance. I do have serration for damage. I have vital acceleration for increased fire rate. I have critical chance for critical chance and lower fire rate. These two balance each other out. I have vital sense for critical damage, and then I have prime cryo rounds for cold. So essentially what we are doing here is we are doing magnetic and we are doing viral, with a heavy favor leaning towards the viral, but we are still getting the magnetic damage at least a little bit from this. And we are getting a higher critical chance and critical damage off of this weapon. Alright, so if you were using the Galvanized mods, now I know I do actually have enough points to get some. I'm probably going to get the pistol ones first for titanium, honestly. Anyway, if you're using the Galvanized mods, you are going to be using the Galvanized chamber. That'll replace your multi-shot. It is plus 80% multi-shot, and then until you get plus 30% for 20 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. You usually get over a couple 100% multi-shot with this. The other thing that you could consider is instead of having 2 elements going on, someone bestowed a blessing. How nice. If you want to sacrifice having 2 types of status, you could just do Galvanized Aptitude for status. However, Aptitude works best when you have multiple statuses. You could also consider doing a status build, dropping the critical chance and critical damage mods, and just going full on status with some additional status mods and try to stack as many kinds as possible. That's not really something that I've tested, so I'm just going to recommend, get the multi-shot mod, really. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do a quick weapon demo. I do have Sable equipped, though. I need to unequip her because she's likes to be a Sharkosaurus cat and obliterate all the enemies. So we're just gonna unequip her real quick. We're gonna reload. We have 16, okay. And we're just gonna spawn something in here so we can see how it is. Show you it in action. Now, as you can see, we're getting all kinds of fun explosions happening, and it's really just obliterating everything. This is still path level enemies. This is why I think this weapon is fun. Now, you do have a lot of reload that you have to do with this, but honestly, I love the damage from this thing. It's super great, really. See, there's one of the vortex singularities happening. We have this guy down here, too. And this is so much fun. I'm honestly just gonna show it again just because it is fun. We're just gonna go back and do it again. But yeah, as you can see, we're just kind of having all kinds of fun, amazing explosions. Really just love this weapon. Oh my gosh, I've forgotten how fun this weapon is because I've just been so busy leveling other weapons and forming other weapons, but gosh, I really love this weapon a whole lot. But yeah, that is the Synoid Simulor for you. Now, like I said, the regular Simulor is going to do the exact same thing. So whichever version that you can get, there it is. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, really. And that is gonna be it for this video on the Synoid Simulor build. Again, you can use it on the regular Simulor or the Synoid one. And if you don't have that mod, don't worry. The mods do rotate through Nightwave, so just keep an eye out for that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.